to the third vlog in our series on getting execution right at scale. In today's vlog, we're going to focus on the second core discipline, which is to help your team to focus on the lead measures. You see, the problem is that running a company, acting only on outcomes like financial outcomes and so on, is a little bit like driving a car by focusing on the rear view mirror. It's too late by the time that you need to take an action based on historical data. So you actually want to be steering your company based on much more useful information. Take a right turn now, hit the brake, accelerate, and unfortunately, historical measures like financial performance don't provide you with that. What you really want to do is empower your team to act on the lead measures that drive performance in the medium term. So the real test as to whether or not you've got a performance management framework for your business that is going to help you steer your company to success is, are your team empowered to make practical day-to-day, week-to-week trade-offs with the way they spend their time, the way they use the resources under their control in order to achieve the company's goals? Do they practically influence their day-to-day and week-to-week decisions based on your performance management system? Let me give you an example. If your company's wildly important goal is to achieve, let's say, 60 million rand or dollars of sales this year, that goal in itself does not really influence your team's activities every day or every week. Let's pretend you've got a robust performance management system in place for your business. So your company's wildly important goal is the $60 million of sales for the year, but you don't just stop there. You break that goal down all the way through the lead indicators of whether or not we're going to achieve that goal at the end of the year. So for example, the number of proposals signed in a quarter, and break that further down to the kind of activities that your team can engage in on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis to ultimately move the needle on the year's goal. So that might be the number of new client meetings held in any given week. So now let's say Joe, the sales guy who received the call from the client, has a target of achieving 2 new client meetings every week. We know from historical data that if we're having 2 new client meetings a week, that through our normal conversion rates, we'll land up signing the right number of proposals a quarter, we'll land up closing the right number of deals in the year, and we'll land up more or less hitting our sales target for the year. Now, Joe knows he needs to have these 2 meetings every week. So now he gets a call from his client on Thursday afternoon saying, please join me for this meeting tomorrow, it's going to take half a day. Joe has had one of his sales meetings for the week. His other one is scheduled for tomorrow morning. So in the moment when he receives the call from the client, he knows he's got to make a decision. Now there are 2 ways he could go. He could either say, okay, I'll come. Now he knows he needs to make up for missing the sales meeting somehow. But the important thing is he knows the consequence and he knows what he needs to do to rectify the consequence. In this situation, what you're doing is you're empowering each individual to know what day-to-day and week-to-week activities of theirs that are inside their control actually land up cumulatively over time moving the needle on the business's big, hairy, audacious goals. You want to break down your company's big, hairy, audacious goal into the major objectives in each of the 4 major areas of the business, being what you need to achieve financially, what you need to achieve for your customer, what you need to achieve operationally, and what you need to achieve with your people. Essentially, it's a business performance architecture that says focus on getting the people environment right, so that you can achieve high performance operations, so that you can delight customers, so that you are a lucrative business financially, so that in the end you will achieve your business's big, hairy, audacious goal. So what you see on your screen at the moment is an illustration of a business performance blueprint or an execution blueprint. And you need one of these so that you can help each individual in your company understand how they need to contribute to your company's overall strategic objectives. Now, just zooming into that picture for a moment, you can take that logic and go even deeper and take each individual objective, which are your light green bubbles, and you can break those down into short-term goals that will help us achieve our business objectives. And this kind of performance architecture is how you really help each individual in your company understand what they need to do in the short term to help your company achieve its long-term objectives. On your screen right now, you'll see an example of a completed execution blueprint. This is a framework that helps an entire organization understand what they need to achieve across the different aspects of the business in order ultimately to achieve the business's big, hairy, audacious goal. And this means that each individual can understand their role in the company, but also understand what they need to do day to day to move the needle on the company's big, hairy, audacious goal. So that's the second of the 8 core disciplines of execution. It's influencing those short-term goals, ultimately influences the long-term goal.